We start with a finale.
A contract signing goes off without a hitch.
Makes a change. And Seth has a snake under his boot.
Clever.
Hello, welcome to Wrestle MSX. I'm Michael.
I'm Sally.
No messing about, straight in with Cody Rhodes heading to the ring. He flashes his Crown Jewel Championship ring that no one's spoken about for 11 months and 2 weeks before he gets in the ring and asks what Cincinnati want to talk about. He's then interrupted by Paul Heyman and Bronson getting on the apron. As they do, Randy Orton, from nowhere, slides up beside Rhodes to even up the odds. Heyman actually wants to talk to the Viper, saying that if they lose tonight, Orton and Rhodes, to Bronson, as they have a match later, then Orton will look over at Rhodes if he takes the loss and says, well, that's the champ. Whereas if the Viper takes the L, then Orton will say to himself, where was the champ to save me? Heyman clearly trying to drive a wedge between the two friends.
Backstage, we see The Miz asking Hayes if he's going to explain himself after last week when he watched The Miz get pinned. Hayes told him he should have kicked out and then told The Miz this is done. So Mellow Don't Miz is over.
Yeah, he was on the cards for a long time. So out first, Sami Zayn defending his United States title against Carmelo Hayes. Hayes at the top of the ramp tells Zayn he has no one holding him back, adding he's going to show Sami why he's him. Miz then heads out, hits Hayes with a skull-crushing finale and ends Carmelo's title shot. So out comes Aleister Black, who picks up the gauntlet and accepts Sami's open challenge.
Of course, we get strikes from the foot and fist of Black with a springboard moonsault added for good measure, which levels Sami as we break. Sami's turn things around as we come back with mounted punches and clothesline to send Black to the outside. He follows up with his springboard moonsault before the pair head back inside, with Zayn then hitting a Michinoku driver and getting a 2 count.
A bridging German suplex gets Black a 2 count with another cover for 2 moments later before we get a suplex from Sami after he caught up with Black when he climbed to the top rope. Back from more commercials, we see Zayn up top and jump straight into a kick to the face from Black. The cover 2. We then have a hit off with Zayn then missing a haluva kick and Black taking advantage by landing a meteora from the ropes.
Zayn somehow kicks out on 2.
Of course he does.
With Black then backing up to one of the corners. As he does, Priest appears from the announcer's desk, which distracts Black. A haluva kick is followed by a blue thunder bomb and a 1-2-3 cover for Zayn, with the Canadian retaining his title. After the match, Priest clears the announcer's table and then promptly puts Black through it via a razor's edge.
Backstage and from earlier, we see Nick Aldis making a tag match. Chelsea Green and Alba Fyre will take on Sol Ruca and Zaria. Zaria levels Fyre with a clothesline from the middle rope, with Green then coming in and taking an X Factor from Ruca, who'd been tagged, with a follow-up cover netting 2. The heels make a comeback, with Green even getting a 2 count cover. Green then tries an unprettier, but Ruca escapes it, pushes Green into the corner and follows up with a Soul Snatcher. Ruca then covers for the 1-2-3.
Backstage, Kathy Kelly interviews Bliss and Flair and asks what they thought of Sol Ruca and Zaria. Flair says they're impressive, with Bliss telling them to be ready when they face them.
We also see Orton and Rhodes telling each other that they have each other's backs regardless of what Paul Heyman says. Let's see how long that lasts.
Next out, Tiffany, Stratton and Stephanie Vaquer to sign the contract for Crown Jewel. Vaquer says she'll show Stratton who she is, with Stratton saying there'll only be one woman walking out of Crown Jewel as champion, her. The pair then sign with absolutely nothing else happening. This is until Giulia attacks Stratton as she heads back up the rampway.
Kiana James then tries to add Vaquer to her stable, but Stratton pulls James from the ring, with Giulia then trying to attack Vaquer. Vaquer turns the tables, but Giulia manages to escape the ring before anything serious happens.
Backstage, and again from earlier, we see Nick Aldis speaking with Javon Evans when Rey Fenix rolls up. The three talk, with Los Garza then appearing, and I think you know where this is heading. Javon Evans and Rey Fenix against Los Garza.
What a surprise. A vignette from Jacob Fatu is aimed at Drew McIntyre, telling him he's coming for him. All gas, no brakes, you get the picture.
We get two count covers from each team before Berto slows Evans down with kicks and a drop kick. Rey then dives out at Angel, with Berto then diving out at Rey. This is then rounded off by Evans diving out at Los Garza as we break. We come back to Rey getting caught by Angel after trying a crossbody and turning it into a double team from Los Garza, with Angel then getting a 2 count on Fenix.
Berto and Evans then become the legal men, with Evans taking it out and then diving out the ring at the cameraman. Yes, you heard me, at the cameraman. I can only assume Angel was hiding behind the cameraman, and that's why Evans did what he did. Otherwise, I have no idea what he was doing.
When back in the ring, Berto rolls up Evans and uses the ropes for leverage, but the ref catches him. Angel then breaks up a cover that Evans had on Berto, with Rey then tagging in, hitting the Mexican muscle buster on Berto and covering for the win.
Backstage, Kathy Kelly asks Priest how far he's willing to go in dealing with Aleister Black. Priest says there are consequences and that he is that consequence. He's then interrupted by a sarcastically clapping Kit Wilson. Wilson says he will overthrow the toxic aggression era and show Priest what true masculinity is. As he says that, he stands up, with Priest then pushing him back down into his wheelchair. Priest then turns the chair around and pushes him down a ramp before letting go.
The camera doesn't follow as we pan back to Priest, with us then hearing Wilson crash into whatever's laying around at the bottom of the rampway. Priest says he'll be okay before saying he's willing to take things as far as he has to with Black. Priest then looks down the camera and proposes a match next week on SmackDown between he and Black, a last man standing match.
We have another vignette from Solo next, and this time he's introducing us to Talla Tonga. Solo tells him he wants him to bring the monster out of himself and show everyone who he is, with his loyalty being rewarded as long as he's part of his family tree. Talla says he loves him, with Solo saying he loves him too, and that he loves all of them, but there's something missing for this family to be complete. When he finds that missing part though, everyone will be on notice. And I don't know if they're going to introduce somebody else at this point, because it's like, well, who's this going to be now? Or is it going to be Tama back?
Just coming back, yeah.
But I don't know. The way he's building it is as if it's like, I don't know.
Someone or
but
something else, it seems, yeah.
Piqued my interest again.
We also see Kathy Kelly asking the Profits if they're ready to go and on the same page. BFAB says they are, with Ford adding that they're not just fighting for the tag titles next week, but for each other. It's then that the TV behind them kicks into life with a message from the Wyatts. The Wyatts say that their house, the Profits, will burn down and then warn them to run.
So, last match of the night, Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton against Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed. Reed and the Viper go at it, with Reed getting the upper hand and Orton looking for the tag. Rhodes then comes in and sends Reed to the outside, quickly followed by Breakker, with the champ then diving out at Reed. Back in the ring, Rhodes goes for a cover, but Reed quickly kicks out.
Rhodes then looks for a Cody cutter, but Reed catches him and slams him down, before tagging in Breakker, who runs the ropes and just about clotheslines Cody out of his boots. After a break, we find Bron still in control, taunting Orton, and then taking Rhodes back to the baddies' corner. Various tags are exchanged between Team Heel, with Orton and the rest of us waiting for the hot tag.
Finally, we get it, when Reed misses a senton, allowing Rhodes to make the tag, but so does Reed. Scoop slam to Breakker, tag out, scoop slam to Reed, Orton's flying, but then he gets too close to the downed Aussie, who hits Orton with a Death Valley driver. Reed looks through Tsunami, but Orton gets up to him and brings him down with a superplex.
Orton covers, but Breakker breaks the cover. Breaker and Rhodes then fight on the outside, which ends when Bron jumps from the apron and lands a knee to Rhodes before the pair go crashing through the timekeeper's barrier. Back in the ring, we see Vintage Orton on Reed, with the Viper then coiling for the RKO. As he does, Heyman distracts the referee, which then allows Rollins, from nowhere, to stomp Orton.
Seth quickly gets out the ring. Reed drags Orton to the corner, tsunamis him, and then covers for the victory. Seth then tells Bronson to go, with Heyman telling Seth not to do it, but Seth can't help himself. Seth runs back into the ring and goes to stomp Rhodes, but Cody dodges it and hits Seth with the Cross Rhodes. We then see Heyman holding back Breaker and Reed and stopping them from dealing any kind of retribution. SmackDown goes off the air with a very angry looking Cody Rhodes. Yes, well, interesting that Heyman there was holding back the Vision. Because obviously they could have gone in and... Because Orton was still down anyway. They could have gone and beat up Rhodes. Heyman's like, no. I mean, surely we can't be teasing a break yet.
I wouldn't have thought so, but it's weird that he was holding him back.
It's not even been a year.
No.
And you've put all this effort in, and it's a fantastic group. Brilliant idea, love it. But no, now we're starting to divide them already. Why?
Yeah.
There's no need. Triple H, let it run. Or whoever's writing it, let it run. Divide later. We know it's going to... All stables and teams end somewhere.
Yeah.
Just let this run.
It seems to be Heyman that's dividing them as well.
But... I don't know. Anyway, now for Michael's moment of the night. A match, a line, a look, a promo, something funny, interesting, serious, quirky, or something different. Just something that catches my eye. Not yours, but mine. Obviously, it has to wait until the end, because if I do it halfway through, and it's something that happens at the end, it's kind of a spoiler, and I don't want to do a poor Heyman on you. So, Michael's moment of the night is Javon Evans diving out the ring at the cameraman. I have no idea what he was doing, or why. I mean, Angel must have been in close proximity to that cameraman, whether he's behind him or whether he's in front of him. But it was just ridiculous, because he's just beating up Berto in the corner, and then he turns round and he's just running, and then the next thing you know, the cameraman and Evans is just diving out at him. And then afterwards, he's gone back in the ring, and the camera pans over to Angel, and Angel's like, you know, what's just happened there? It was weird. It was weird. Anyway, if you agree with me or disagree, which is entirely fine, please leave your comments just down there somewhere. Anything will do. Just say that we're amazing. That'll do. For the algorithms and all that rubbish.
Don't forget to go and check out our musings video with thoughts and opinions of the last week of WWE, because a new one drops every Wednesday.
And they are quite good thoughts and opinions.
I thought so.
Anyway, thank you for watching, if you do.
And we'll see you Tuesday for Raw.